Watchers, this is the second video in my mission to make the Roland AE-30 Aerophone Pro submit to my will. I'm working from the outside in, building my understanding as I go. My end goal is the Zen Core analog synth emulation to see if I can make it sound as good as my Behringer Neutron. In the last video, I took a look at the reverb, delay and chorus. This time I'm going to complete the exploration of the AE's internal effects. Today I'm going to be using the MFX and IFX effects to create a fake recorder scene from the init scene. Having seen how far we can go just with the effects to create our own sound, we'll be ready to dig deeper into the Aerophone. So let's get started. I've connected the app with the Aerophone, so we'll switch to the init scene and open the edit page. Now, what effects options do we have? Think of these effects as being like a multi-effects guitar pedal. There are all kinds of equalizers and compressors and other effects. Today, I want to use effects that will take the init scene and transform it into a less obviously synthesizer sound. The first thing I want to do is make the sound more expressive. The default init scene sounds good, but it doesn't respond very well to my playing the way an acoustic instrument would. I want the sound to be darker when I play quietly and get brighter the louder I play. If I was using the Aerophone to control my Behringer Neutron analog synth, I would achieve that by sending the breath signal to the voltage controlled filter. As it happens, the auto-wah effect can do that. Auto-wah is also known as an envelope filter. You might be familiar with the bass players using it in funk bands, but we're going to use it a lot more subtly than they do. I long touch the MFX button to open the MFX. I tap the MFX type drop-down menu. Then I scroll up all the way and I choose Auto-Wah. At this point, we are confronted with a bunch of inscrutable settings. If you don't know what the settings do, the app isn't going to help you. Thankfully, the parameter guide is there for us. If you haven't already downloaded it from the Roland website, you should. I have it on my phone so that I can flip to it while I'm using the app. Switching to the guide, you can see that it has a diagram at the top and a description of each of the parameter settings. You might still have to do further research if you don't understand the explanation, but it's detailed enough that you can experiment and figure out what's going on. So let's hear what it sounds like with the default settings for this effect. The first thing we need to do is get rid of the annoying oscillations. We do that by setting the modulation depth to 0. Use a long touch to bring up the keypad. Of course, now the effect is doing nothing, so let's change some settings. I don't want a funky wah effect, so the first thing to change is the filter type to low pass. The sensitivity controls how much the filter reacts to the loudness of the sound. I find that touching the setting control and then trying to wipe is annoying because it goes away too quickly. A way around that is to do a long touch to bring up the keyboard, but we can use the bar to adjust as much as we like and it doesn't go away until we press OK. As you can hear, it's a little bit quacky, so I need to reduce the peak. I want it as subtle as possible. Okay, we'll leave the manual setting where it is and play around with the sensitivity control. The aim is to set it so that the sound ranges from dark to bright depending on how hard I blow. I don't want it going bright too quickly, but I also don't want to have to blow too hard to get the sound to open up. Let's listen to it bypassed using the MFX SW switch. Now would be a good time to save. I quite like this sound, but it still sounds like a synth. I want a more organic, natural sound. The IFX will let us apply another effect from our virtual effects pedal. But first, if you're finding this video helpful, please click like and subscribe. So how can we get this to sound less like a synth? For the IFX, I chose the humanizer to add a natural sounding timbre to the sound. The humanizer applies the tonality of a vowel to the sound. So we long touch on the IFX button, then we tap the MFX type drop down menu. Then scroll up all the way and choose humanizer. This is another effect where the reference guide is helpful to understand what's going on. It's switching between the two vowel sounds. It's not at all what I want. So again, I need to get rid of those oscillations by turning off the depth. The vowel we are hearing is vowel 1. It's a U sound and it's more like a crumb horn than a recorder, so I'm going to go with a different vowel. The next thing that offends my delicate sensibilities is the drive. I'm not sure why the default is so much of that. Let's dial it way back to 8. Now for some before and after comparisons. The aerophone is a very versatile instrument, and so far we have barely scratched the surface in this journey to the center of the Zen core. Take a look at this playlist of my aerophone videos. To encourage me to make more videos like this, click like, subscribe, and leave a comment.